Hey guys, BreakWizard59 here today, coming at you with a cool new little LEGO series, and this is LEGO Star Wars set ideas. So basically, in this series, I'll be going over various sets that really need to be made in LEGO, or sets that kind of have to be re-released if they haven't been re-released for at least 5 to 10 years. And basically, this series, I'll be trying to keep to a bit of a minimum. Basically, for each set idea, I'm going to quickly glimpse over. I'm not going to go too much into depth, as I do want to keep these videos at a pretty representable length. But basically, the way I'm going to do this, the first part will be just Star Wars sets that need to be made from episodes 1 through 3. The second part will be Star Wars sets that need to be made from episodes 4 through 7. And then I'll probably have one video just for Clone Wars sets, as there's a lot to do in that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look, once again, with Star Wars Episodes 1 through 3. Alright, to start off, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The first vehicle here, one we have definitely seen before. This is the Trade Federation flagship. This was definitely a very iconic vehicle, especially in Star Wars Episode 1. And it would be a great mini-scale model, especially for around $30. Next off, this is the Trade Federation landing craft, which actually transports droids down to Naboo. A very nice vehicle. The way we would actually have this one released probably would be a playset version like the Star Destroyers. So they wouldn't be really size accurate, but would probably be able to fit a lot of troopers. And maybe you could include a lot of battle droids so you can get multiples of to build up a cool droid army. Next off, this is the Gungan City. For this, we can have is some sort of maybe a portion of the Gungan City, like the council where Boss Nass is. A Boss Nass minifigure would be really cool, and maybe even have some cool little creatures and a few new Gungans. Next off, this is the Palace. Basically, for this, what we can have is one of two things. We could either just have a part of the palace, like a cutout of the palace, or we can just actually have that scene where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan actually go ahead and rescue those senators from the droid patrol. Next off, this set, once again, was released in 2014, but this version of the AAT wasn't as great. So the way we would make this set would be actually based on the 2009 Clone Wars AAT. Maybe have that type of styled version of the AAT, except in the Episode 1 form. That'd be a really nice set to have, definitely. Next off, this is the J-Type 327 Nubian Royal Starship. Now this vehicle was a really nice vehicle, very sleek looking. I know like 15 years ago they released a really like mini-scaled version of it in like chrome. For this, maybe we could just have, maybe even if it's a dull down silver type, or it could be a chrome type color, but you can actually have like the decoy queen and maybe like Captain Panaka and all. Some cool exclusive figures in the set. Next off, this is actually on Tatooine, or on Mos Espa. Basically, this is Watto's junk shop. So basically, for this, we can just have like a portion of Watto's junk shop. Maybe have a few cool droids and like Anakin and Padme. Maybe even have a few cool aliens and like parts of Tatooine. Next off here, this is the Gungan Battle at the very end. For this, we could have one of two things. We could either have one of those animals with the shield generators and a few Gungans, or we can have like a bit of a Gungan battle pack where it includes two of those like animals they ride and then like a few Gungans and all. That'd be a really nice, cool battle pack to have. So there you go. That's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now we're going to get on to Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. The first set, this one was released back in 2002, The Bounty Under Pursuit, a set we definitely need to see remade, a very popular set, very eye-popping, especially for that Sam Wassell minifigure, which many folks weren't able to get back in the day, and and because of the variety of pieces we have nowadays, we could definitely improve these models quite a bit. Next off, this is Kamino. Now for this, basically we could do is either have a cutout of the actual like clone the cloning facility, or maybe just have a portion with Jango Fett. So maybe somewhat of a cutout, and maybe include some Kaminoans. That'd be a very nice set to have. Some cool exclusive figures. Maybe include Obi-Wan and his Jedi Starfighter. Next off a set so many folks want remade. This is Jango Fett Slave 1. Nowadays, of course, the Slave 1s have improved so much. This set was released in 2002 and was a really flimsy set. Wasn't that accurate as well. So now if this was released nowadays, it'd be a lot more sturdier. Plus, you'd get the cool new Jango Fett and maybe exclusive Boba Fett. This would be a really nice set to have. And maybe even do a bit of a battle pack with that and Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. Next off, I said I personally kind of want a lot. This is a droid factory. So basically, you can have like a small conveyor belt and like some droids and Geonosians, or maybe you have like a cool power generator and like parts of the factory. And maybe you can, if you buy multiple, you can make a really large droid factory. Next off, another cool set. This is the Geonosian Arena. Maybe you have a snippet of that and the poles where Padme, Anakin, and Obi-Wan are hanging from, along with the cool 3 beasts that attack them. Now, if you look on the upper left, you can see that the Geonosian Arena set was actually almost ready to be made into a real set. But you could see they already did the molds and made everything, but it was scrapped at the last minute, which was kind of disappointing. But that beast definitely looks really, really nice and would have been a great set to have even now. Next off, this is the self-propelled heavy artillery cannon. Now, this was seen briefly in Star Wars Episode 2 when they destroyed the large Trade Federation command ships from going back into space. This would be a really nice set to have. It looks really cool. Very large also. Maybe have like an $80-$90 set. Or just a smaller playset version would be nice as well. And it'd be really nice to have multiples and put in like clone bases. Next off, this is the Republic Transport. This was again briefly seen also in Episode 2, mostly seen actually in the Clone Wars, but this would be a really nice set to have, just like the Venator, a bit more of a playset version. And now we go on to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where we have a lot of different sets that need to be made from this, so let's go ahead and get started. The first one, quite obvious, this is the Invisible Hand. This set was actually made into a set and submitted to LEGO Ideas. It even reached that 10,000 supporter milestone, but was denied by the LEGO Ideas team. This would be a really nice set to have, especially in terms of like a playset version, just like the Malevolence. And you'd include some cool, rare, exclusive figures. Next off, we have Kashyyyk. Now, I know there have been various sets like the Catamaran and all that actually are parts of Kashyyyk. But for this, I want actually the actual landscape of Kashyyyk. So if you've seen the Ewok village, you know, they have like those multiple trees which are kind of like connected together. Maybe you have something like that, except for like Kashyyyk. Next off, Battle of Utapau. So we can have maybe a portion of Utapau, maybe some cool crab droids, and like maybe some of the civilians, have some droids, and of course have some cool 212 troopers, especially with Commander Cody, as still we haven't got him in his Phase 2 armor. Next off, another Boga. Definitely many folks want this. It was one released 11 years ago. But, you know, it wasn't as great. The molding capabilities weren't as great for LEGO back then as they are now. Plus, we have a lot more detailed printing, and it'd be a really nice figure, a really nice creature to get once again. And maybe once again in this, you can include Obi-Wan and Cody. They just actually released a General Grievous' wheel bike a couple years ago. Maybe have a new one of those as well. Next off, this is a bit more of a difficult one. This is the Jedi Temple. For this, we can maybe have like a snippet of the Jedi Temple, or just maybe the actual council, like a council room where you have the various members of the Jedi Council. Next off here we have, this is the duel between Palpatine and Yoda. Maybe include some of the cool Senate chambers that we're seeing in the background, and maybe even include the main Senate chamber. We can even include Palpatine's like advisor, the large blue guy whose name I forgot, or maybe a couple of the royal guards. Next off, another cool set. This is the Mustafar Base. This would be a really nice set to have because you can actually have some of those cool computer screens in the back, which would be really cool in mocks as well. And then also include some of the separatist leaders, like members of the banking clan, or like Wat Tambor, or some of the other cool separatist leaders which are included. Or maybe even a episode 3 version of Newt Gunray would be really nice. Next off, this is the duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan. There was somewhat of a set released in 2005 with the light-up figures, but for this, maybe we can have something a lot more detailed, maybe a specific portion of it, and you can have Anakin and Obi-Wan and probably new exclusive prints which who are battling. Next off, this is Felucia. For this, what we can have is a few things. Maybe we can have just a small section of Felucia, and then of course Commander Bly in his Phase 2 armor would be great. Some brand new Star Corps troopers would be nice as well. Or we could also have is the AT-OT. Many folks want that released. Maybe have the AT-OT with Aayla Secura and Commander Bly and a few troopers. Aayla Secura we can have in our episode 3 form. Would be a really nice figure to have. Next off, another set so many folks want, even though it wasn't actually seen too much, especially in the movies or the Clone Wars TV show. And this is the UT-AT. This is a cool ground vehicle. And this was actually briefly seen in the movie where Ki-Adi-Mundi was fighting with the Galactic Marines. This would be a really nice set to have, maybe similar scale to the AT-TE. And also you can actually include Galactic Marines, a figure that so many folks want. And same with Captain Bakara. And maybe a episode 3 version of Ki-Adi-Mundi. Next off, we have the Blockade Runner, a set many folks missed out on when it was originally released back in 2008, I believe. This would be a nice set to have, as many folks want to have it released, and also maybe have it in this cool new blue color like it was seen in episode 3, and also maybe include a Bail Organa minifigure. Next off, I'm pretty sure this is the last one. This is Darth Vader's Transformation. Maybe include the actual chamber where he was operated on, a few cool droids, and maybe the new version of the Emperor. Alright, so there you go. Those are sets that need to be made from Star Wars episodes 1 through 3. Once again, I did go a bit quick on all of them, as I didn't want to make this video too long. But basically, go ahead, tell me down in the comments which one you are most excited about, which one you really want to see made into a set the most. And definitely give this video a thumbs up. Stay tuned for episodes 4 through 7, which will be coming out in the next sets that need to be made from episodes 4 through 7. That'll be coming out in the next few days as well. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out some of my other LEGO Star Wars reviews and mocks. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. So this is Wizard 59, and I'll see you all next time.